What is going on, YouTube? I am Germ here. So today I wanted to talk about a little bit of potential. This is not totally official. This is definitely a little bit more of a speculative video. You guys know, obviously on this channel, we love our speculation. We love reading into things. We love, kind of diving deeper and seeing what we can make of certain news, certain stories, certain events, that type of stuff. It's really fun and interesting, and it just kind of, every once in a while, it gives us a leg up on some news. Sometimes we catch wind of things first, and sometimes, there's big swings and misses and everything. But this isn't necessarily a theory that I've come up with, but a theory that I've seen more circulating around Twitter, Reddit, that kind of stuff today. And it is surrounding CoreJJ and his ongoing green card situation. Obviously, whenever I talk about TL, I know people are like, oh, what's going on with CoreJJ? Oh, hey, heard anything about CoreJJ? Oh, hey, what's the latest CoreJJ update? And we'll get into that in this video today. Again, I don't think anything is 100% certain yet at this point, but I think there's maybe some clues that can lead us in the right direction, even if it might not be the answer everybody wants to hear. So definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy this video. I would appreciate that so much. Subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content, and consider checking out the first link in the description below for the new merch we just dropped a couple weeks ago. It's an awesome way to help support my channel and my content. With that being said, let's get right into this one. So obviously, just to give you guys a little context, catch you up to speed, Team Liquid went out this past offseason, signed Bwipo from Europe, signed Hansama from Europe. Those guys were meant to be the two imports on the team. Obviously, you're allowed to have two imports. There's also Santorin and Bjergsen, who are also from Europe, but they're now North American residents because, they were kind of grandfathered into this rule. They've been in North America forever. They are North American players. Whatever. However you feel about that, I don't really have an issue with that. They've been here forever. The LCS fans like them. They know them. They love them. They're fan favorites, whatever. But then you have CoreJJ, who's also been here a long time, maybe not as long, but he's in the process of acquiring his green card. He is trying to, become an American resident. And he right now is still an import. So right now, Team Liquid still has 3 imports: CoreJJ, Bwipo, and Hansama, because CoreJJ, we have to assume, we haven't heard this from Team Liquid, but we have to assume they thought CoreJJ would be getting his green card either this offseason or very, very soon, before the lock-in tournament. Maybe they expected this a little bit, but I don't think so. They expected him to get his green card, become a resident, and be able to play with this whole 5-man starting lineup. They expected to have the, kind of dream team of the LCS, to have a super team, on this side of the pond. But again, obviously, here we are, about to start the second weekend of the lock-in tournament, second week of the lock-in tournament, whatever. CoreJJ still does not have his green card. And the latest update of this whole situation is this, that Team Liquid tweeted out a couple days ago at the time that I'm recording this video. They said, "We are excited to welcome Pocket Rhino LOL back to our academy team as a sub-support while Ayla spends time in the LCS. Welcome back to TL, hashtag TL win." What does this mean? What does this tell us? And I think this does tell us a couple of different things. One, the news that CoreJJ does not have his green card, I think, is coming as a surprise or a shock to Team Liquid. There is some kind of delay, obviously with COVID and everything going on right now, especially as cases spike all over the world. Governments are slowing down, places are understaffed, places are overworked, there's delays. All that is very, very normal. So that could be the only issue. The only issue could be, hey, this thing's going to get delayed by a couple of weeks, hopefully not a couple of months, but maybe a couple of weeks. They just need Pocket Rhino to come in, play a couple weeks, they'll be all good to go. TL thought maybe they'd have it by now, maybe they thought they'd have it in the next couple weeks. They're not gonna get this guy to come play. That is absolutely possible, but it's also possible that we might have some longer delays. Maybe Team Liquid was just wrong on their timelines. Maybe something got delayed, maybe something got messed up, maybe there was some kind of issue throughout the process. Maybe they got some bad info, or had a bad read on the whole situation. I don't know for sure, but the fact that they, coming into the lock-in tournament and coming into the split, didn't have an academy support ready to go and are now signing one, like a day before the academy season starts, or 2 days before the academy season starts, or something crazy like that, shows to me that they were absolutely not prepared, that this CoreJJ news is unexpected, and they potentially still don't know what's going on. Maybe to some fault of theirs, maybe to absolutely no fault of anyone's. Maybe that's just how things are going right now. It also could be a combination of both. But I think this absolutely does show that there is a potential that Team Liquid doesn't know when CoreJJ is going to get his green card, and that they are preparing for a world where CoreJJ potentially does not have his green card for an extended period of time. Now, I want to think back to last split, when Alfari actually was having those issues with Team Liquid, Jet, all that stuff. He got benched. Jenkins originally started out by playing, Academy and LCS, but then eventually I think they brought in Dokla to play the Academy game so Jenkins could play up in the LCS. They didn't have a replacement ready to go right away, and then once they didn't know exactly what was going on, and once they needed Jenkins to play LCS an extended period of time, it ended up being a couple of weeks, if not like a month and a half, 2 months, something like that. I want to say it was around a month, but something like that. That's when they brought in a new Academy player so Jenkins could focus on the LCS and Dokla could focus on Academy, and that's kind of the same situation. They may be expecting Ayla to need to play with the LCS team for an extended period of time, and the comments are really showing this as well. People are saying, oh no, this is bad news for CoreJJ and Hans, ever happening. Bjerg and Hans going in TL, most likely to play with CoreJJ. It feels so bad for them. Obviously, we heard Bjergsen confirm that CoreJJ was a guy he wanted to play with, and now who knows when they're going to get to play together. This says LMAO CoreJJ never playing again, and I'm not going that far. I expect within the next couple of weeks, I expect at the very latest, sometime during the spring split, hopefully late spring split at the latest, CoreJJ will have his green card. I don't think the situation around the world is so bad right now that we're going to get something delayed for like a whole year or something like that. I don't think CoreJJ is about to miss the whole 2022 season. But I do think this is maybe pointing in the direction that, whether Team Liquid thinks that Hans and Ayla gives them a better chance to win than the combination of Jan and CoreJJ, I don't know for sure. It also could be something where, Bwipo and Hansama are the new players who just kind of gave away their lives in Europe to come over here. So Team Liquid wants to give them a warm welcome, wants to give them a good first impression, wants to reward them for that commitment of coming over. And, it's CoreJJ's green card issue. He is kind of the one having to deal with that thing. And everyone's going to have to make sacrifices. So I know there's some people like, oh, why don't they bench Bwipo? Well, their Academy top laner is like a role swap top laner who's just starting to learn top lane. Why don't they bench Hansama? Like, why does Core have to be benched? And there's so much that goes into it. I think it would feel super, super bad for Bwipo or Hansama to leave Europe and then end up playing in LCS Academy when they signed up to play on this super team. So that's kind of why I think Team Liquid is going with the route of getting a new Academy support. But yeah, it does suck that we don't know when we're going to get to consistently see CoreJJ in the LCS, let alone get to see the full strength Liquid lineup. And I think the more time that they miss, the less stage time they get together, the more scrims they have to split together. No matter what, this is a very, very talented team. They're going to be good. But they need all that scrim time. They need to build synergy. They need to build strategies. They need to build styles. They need to practice. People can say spring split doesn't matter, spring split sucks, or as long as you're good by summer, yada, yada, yada. But still, to get good in summer, you have to put in the work. You have to put in the hours. You have to practice. You have to scrim. You have to gain that synergy. And the more that Ayla's playing on stage, the more that Ayla's playing in scrims, that this whole team isn't getting to play together, I don't think it's the end of the world, but I think it's a very, very bad sign. So I did think that this was interesting that Team Liquid has actually gone ahead and signed. They're paying another person now. They have another body in there because they felt that was necessary. They feel that CoreJJ, isn't getting his green card, hey, next week. If it was 1 week out, they would just make Ayla play some extra Academy games, or they'd make CoreJJ play Academy, and they'd figure this thing out. But obviously that isn't a great idea for weeks or months or anything like that. So this news to me was a sign that we won't be getting any CoreJJ news anytime soon, or at least won't be getting any news that he has received his green card anytime soon. The one issue I have with this whole thing is the fact that Team Liquid is being dead silent about this. To me, it is a very, very bad sign. And I reached out to the general manager of Team Liquid for a comment, hey, people are wondering what's going on. He hasn't said anything back to me yet. If he does, and I'm allowed to talk about it, I will definitely let you guys know. But to me, it is very, very concerning that Team Liquid is not being transparent. They are not being open. They are not speaking with their fans, their fans who are paying money to, support them and get in the Team Liquid like premium program and buy merch and put all their time, money, energy into this, who they want to see a super team. They want to see their favorite players play. Give us an update. Give us a timeline. Let us know what's happening. Give us an estimate. Give us something. Why are you going quiet? Why were we promised a super team and now we're just not getting that, and you're not telling us any information? That is terrible, at least in my opinion, from Team Liquid. I really think that the management team and staff need to take some accountability and need to, speak to what is going on, for better or for worse. Even if they don't have perfect information, if they don't have exact information, fans just want to hear, hey, this is what's going on. This is at least what we can talk about. Throw us a bone, give us something. It's really, really stupid that we're having to get into these speculative rabbit holes and everything when the team could just tell us, could just make a statement. Like I said, I'm trying to get a statement out of people. I'm trying to reach out to all the contacts and stuff I have, and so far I'm not hearing anything, and that's really, really frustrating. That's really kind of demoralizing, especially as a guy who's getting into more and more of rooting for Team Liquid. I love transparency. I love honesty. I love being open. That's what I've loved a lot about 100 Thieves. That's what I like about the direction it seems like TSM is starting to go in. And hearing nothing about such an important and such a big situation of fans is not a good sign to me from Team Liquid. But yeah, this is kind of my thoughts on the whole situation. So definitely drop a like if you guys did enjoy this video. I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about this whole situation. Do you think we're going to see CoreJJ during the lock-in tournament, during spring split, during summer split? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.